petri dish, the petri dish, the petri dish. This is the petri dish, the petri dish, the petri dish. This is the petri dish. There's something brewing in here, and today the thing that is growing is the circulation in my veins. I'm all pumped up today.
Good.
I went to the gym earlier.
Nice.
Exercised in more than once.
Nice. I've been making beeps and boops.
I got
a synthesizer.
You got your beat machine going now.
Yeah. Check it out.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, it's a Moog. It's a lot of fun to play with. There's a lot of options. You can screw with a lot of shit.
It's like it's an 8-beat sequencing thing, right? And you can just like modulate a bunch of different stuff. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've got an 8. Okay, so you've got 2 oscillators, 1 noise machine, a filter, and envelope generator, and then you have, and all of that feeds into the sequencer. So you can make beeps and boops that are like 8 segments long, so you can vary every step along the way. Right now, I'm just trying to learn it. That's my, it's like learning what a guitar is when you first get a guitar.
Hell yeah. There was there's a Gorillaz song where the beat is just a basic button setting on this like digital harpsichord.
Okay.
It's one of those things where it's like the beat is just an exact rip of like if you just went and pressed demo on this old machine.
Finally, I'm gonna let me out of my cage.
Just let that creativity keep on flowing, because sometimes it can strike even when it's just like, hey, I like the sound of just this thing right here, and I'm just gonna steal it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any music sampling capabilities yet, so I can only make beats, just beats. No, yeah, and I think it's considered techno in the electronica world. I think is what I'm doing is considered techno.
Electronic music is one of those things that I never, like, I don't know anything about it. And I had a guy in college who's like, his whole thing was EDM of like so many different sorts. And it was fun to just talk with him because like we both enjoy music to a huge extent, but such different things that I'm like, what do you go do? What is this? Like, what? I was like, who the fuck is Knife Party? What are you gonna go see? And he had a little I think I don't know if it was a Korg or what, but a K-oscillator it was called.
Okay.
And it was like this little screen that was like a 4x4 grid, and wherever you would drag the thing, it would make a different type of sound or filter. I'm so behind on electronic music things in the realm of like analog music that like anytime I see anything that's like just simple or old technology to somebody, I'm like, oh, how the fuck does that work? Like those guitar auto harps that ring the strings out depending on how close your hand is away from it, so you can just like
you mean a theremin? Like
it's like a theremin but for guitar.
Okay. Yeah.
It's always scary to like to fucking take up a new hobby and be completely useless at something, but be like, I'm gonna do it, like I'm gonna fucking learn this thing.
That's kind of what I had to sell my mom on. And the amp that I got is just a little 10-watt Yamaha amp. It works perfectly for this. It's cool as shit. and it's got presets. That's why I was talking about. But it's got effect presets. It's got like tremolo and delay, and it's got a flanger and a phaser too. I was never big on effects. I love distortion, but I always played with like amp distortion. So like the distortion settings on an amp itself.
I've always loved doing different effects just to see how they work. Like I love a tremolo on a clean guitar. I love a phaser on drums specifically.
Okay.
So yeah.
Didn't know about that.
So yeah, if you have something that sounds, like a warehouse type beat and you want it to sound like it's really rotating around a huge sound, give it some phaser and it'll really sound like it's bouncing around your shit. I love a phaser.
Cool.
Give it a try.
That's dope. Yeah. I'm sure you can do all sorts of crazy stuff once you get into a studio, which I was in a band for 3 days. I went to one practice and then they were like, "Oh, what did we do this for? Why did we ask this guy to come here?" And and then I got a phone call and then I got axed. I was not very good at the time. I was like 16 or something, maybe 2 or 3 years into guitar playing and not very good at it.
It always sucks meeting up with a new band that you can feel you're not going to keep being in.
Yeah, it was awkward. I mean, I was trying to follow the other guitarist, the main guitarist, on his chord progressions, and he just kept changing up the progression. And I was just like, I can't play this if you're gonna keep changing it.
Play 4 chords and keep a progression going for a little while. And that's been Jonathan Allgood's food reviews and consumer products reviews.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was meeting up with guys to be in a band. They had a couple gigs lined up and they had both been in other bands. And I was trying to get back into drumming. And this is after I had already started doing other like music things. And so I was like decent at what I was doing. And they had like a bunch of shows set up like, cool, we can have you for this. We have you for this. And then I just had to be like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna join your guys' band. And they were like, oh, all right. Like it's weird to like break up with somebody who then has to haul a bunch of shit out of your house. Bands are always that weird type of relationship where you're like,
because it is like you're breaking up with someone.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to spend that kind of time with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's hard. It's a hard conversation to have, but boy, have I had it a few times.
How is it going with your vocals?
Oh boy. We got yelled at a little bit by our producer because we're doing things out of order. So we have to work on more bass stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do today with Quentin.
Okay.
And I'm not supposed to be working on all my stuff until we have drums and bass locked in.
Okay.
And so like I'm not too far ahead. I was just making sure to get all my guitars in place. I know I'm gonna have to re-record some of them because those strings started to get worn out. Those last 2 songs. So that's why I already had to redo the leads on one of them because the strings just sounded like shit. And so, now I'm going to have to.
I love shitty sounding strings. I love dead strings, just dead as fuck, like 8-year-old strings.
I love the warmth of a dead bass string. I like a bass when it's got that real, although I guess I'm a fan of terrible bass sound in general because I love like the Motown with the sponge in it. Like dead sounding bass, which is like thump, 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 thump. Like I love to hear a bass that's just plunking along. I don't want it ringing out at all.
Nice. Yeah. That's how I feel about guitar strings. Is like I don't think they should ring. I think they should just be flat and just
that percussive feel.
Yeah. And like right hand coming down with a heavy palm. Yeah, I don't know if that's a palm mute or what, but when you're just like thump, thump, thump.
Hell yeah. We like that thump, thump music.
Yeah.
Thumping. We're out here thumping it.
Yeah.
What else goes thumping you, Jonathan? What else?
I don't know. I was talking to Aubrey today,
Nice.
and we were talking about like how we're living more sober, deliberate lives these days, and how that's totally different, and being unsure of where we're at in our evolution. It was good. It was a really good conversation. Yeah, I'm just, try not to be too insecure about, people are just really kind to me, and it's almost so kind that I don't trust it, because that is like old baggage for sure. And so I've just got to let that go. And like when people are nice to me, I've just got to accept it and let it in.
Especially now. You are before you were just some guy.
Right.
But now you are a distinguished gentleman of slight noggin ill repute.
Okay. Yeah.
You got plenty of things going on. So people are going to be like, that guy, he's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
People are going to give you some leeway with that.
It's new to me, and I just when things are good, I assume they're going to go wrong. That's always kind of been my
That's the Catholicism in your bones.
Well, no, I'm not Catholic. I'm Moravian.
Like Aladdin.
No, not like Aladdin at all, but kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Catholic. I have like Southern guilt, and that was present before I went to church until, and that's just embedded in everything. Really.
That's just the reparations in your bones.
Okay. But yeah, just because things are going good, you don't need to second guess somebody else in order to second guess myself.
Yeah, just because the car's moving doesn't mean it's gonna crash.
Yeah. Things can be good, and things are good, and I'm so grateful. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but thank you.
Yeah. Ain't that the life?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. So what have you been up to?
Shit, man.
Today? Yeah.
I've just been trying to. I went to the gym 3 times this week.
Oh, wow. Good.
Did it, getting back on that healthy schedule. I way overdid it on Monday, and then had to take it easy on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And I fucking my bicep was killing me for 3 days straight. I really overdid it on my left arm.
Yeah.
And so I just chicken winged it up. I was trying not to use it for anything because I couldn't extend it. The tendons were so swollen up.
Yes, so, I've done that before.
Yeah, so first week back at the gym,
T-Rex arms.
Yeah, so I'm this is the first day where I got done with the gym today because I usually am, my schedule is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's what I usually like to do. Mm-hmm. But I was still so beat up yesterday that I was like, I'm going to go tomorrow when I know I'll have that energy again. And today's the first day I can extend both my arms all the way. Nice. So I was like, today I can go back. And I didn't overdo it today. I took it nice. I did mostly back and leg stuff. So I was like, okay, the rest of the day I'm just going to sit and I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of undid my entire week's worth of exercising by getting up nice and early today, going for a nice mile-long walk to get a dozen donuts. So I woke up early to go for a walk. That's a plus.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
And then I had 2 apple fritters before going to the gym. And then I went to the gym. I lifted a bunch of weights. Oh boy, I really got my pump on at the gym. And then I had 3 more donuts.
That's awesome.
But then I had a salad.
Yes. Okay.
And that undoes the donuts. Eating more undoes the donuts I shouldn't have ate.
Right. Yes.
So that's where I'm at today. Is I spent all week being like, oh God, I'm so sore, going back to the gym, getting it going, and then I was like, I wake up and I'm gonna eat a fuckload of donuts straight to the dome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So I'm gonna not do this tomorrow. I'm probably making like pancakes or something. Still not the healthiest, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Not gonna wake up early. Maybe I'll wake up early and go for a walk and not eat a dozen donuts afterwards. But speaking of eating too much and being generally far too large, I broke my office chair that I sit in all the time. I sheared a bolt completely off.
I see that. Yeah.
So the thing that bolts the backrest onto the bottom of the seat, one of those bolts just said, nope.
Yep.
Just leaned back in my chair on Thursday and just heard a ping. And I was like, damn, what was that? And I was really hoping something just fell out. And then I saw half a bolt on the ground and I was like, shit. I'm going to have to take all the other bolts out, extract a broken bolt and find a way to fix this because I can't like lean back in my chair now. So luckily my posture is real good.
I'm down about 20 pounds.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. I was up to 220, and now I'm down to like 200.
Get into them ones. You're almost there. Get in there.
Yeah, exactly. My goal is to get down to 180. I'm only 5'6", so I'm not tall. And so my frame is just kind of, it needs to be smaller than it is. Yeah.
I remember when I weighed 180 in sixth grade.
Okay, I was going to say, holy shit, when did you weigh 180?
Yeah,
6'8", 180? Like, that would be, you'd be so frail.
I was only 6'1" at 180.
Okay.
But I distinctly remember being in sixth grade, being like, 180? Damn, that's way bigger than I was last year. Because, like, the last time I remembered weighing myself, I was 100 pounds in third grade.
Okay, fair enough.
Because
I was 100 pounds in third grade.
See, like it's because they were warning the children, like, if there's high winds or hurricanes, if you're under 100 pounds, don't go play outside or you could get blown away. And I was like, I made it. I can go play outside. But I was like, I could go play outside with all the big kids that are over 100 pounds and all the tiny kids that had to stay indoors.
Nice.
It was like hurricane season in Hawaii.
Okay. I was going to say, what? Where was that? Yeah.
But then, what, 3 years later, I was 180 pounds, almost double the size that I was in third grade.
Yeah.
God, I was a huge ass kid. I look out and I see like middle schoolers now, and I'm like, they're just little kids. They're just tiny little kids. And I remember being a 6'1", 180-pound, full-grown adult, having to prove at the movie theaters with my ID that I'm a child, so I could get the matinee a child price. I was like, please, for the love of God, I was born in 92. Look at my ID. I'm a child. Still gonna go see this rated R movie, but being a big kid was weird. Like I didn't realize until recently. I was doing stand-up, and I just said the concept, has anyone been ID'd to prove they were young?
Oh.
And like people laughed, and I was like, oh, that is like a unique experience to me. No one has ever had to prove they were a child.
No. Yeah.
And I've been trying to mine that vein in stand-up recently of just like,
nice.
It's tough to prove you're a child.
Yeah.
No matter how eloquently you do it, you still sound like a fraud.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I'm gonna find more of the funnies in there, but it's just like there's weird parts of my life that I forget are unique to me. Because
you didn't get sex trafficked because you were too big.
No, like no one has ever tried to fight me in the street except for in South Dakota, where I welcomed it openly.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so there were some times, but like, yeah, people usually have to be really drunk or really stupid or a really good combination of both.
Right. Yeah.
And so that's been crazy because like I've walked around downtown Chicago lost, just like the wrong side of Chicago in the middle of the night because I got out of a music festival and took the wrong bus.
Oh, wow. Oh, damn.
And like nothing happened. I got home just fine.
That's funny. I got lost in Berkeley, California once and ended up shitting on a sidewalk because I couldn't make it to the toilet in time. So I really did. I had to shit on a sidewalk.
That's been Jonathan's pooping update.
Well, today has been a busy day in that regard.
You just been shitting all day?
Kind of.
Hell yeah, man.
I took some laxatives last night because I hadn't shit all week basically, and yeah. And so
brother, you got to get on a better. You got to get on a better fiber schedule.
Yes, I
do. Eat more beans.
Well, we eat HelloFresh during the week. I had Brussels sprouts I think 3 nights this week.
Well,
there's just something wrong with me, and it's been wrong since I was a wee lad.
You know what you got to do? More butt stuff. Get those kinks in the hoses all straightened back out.
Okay. Yeah.
Like when they shove a pencil in a football player's nose to reset it in the middle of the game.
Oh.
Do that with your butt.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Go to Home Depot, find like a rake handle, something real sturdy.
Yeah. And just shove it up there.
Yeah, just jam it home. Get it all straightened back out.
That sounds like I'm gonna end up with splinters.
Don't get a wood one.
Okay.
Or if you do, grease it up real good first.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I've never pooped like on a regular basis like you're supposed to. I either just shit violently or don't shit at all. And it's like, yeah.
Get it fixed. Get a guy in there.
Okay, well,
get a secretary up in there.
Okay, well, I ended up getting a prostate exam on accident because I asked them about how do I,
how do I get my butt fingered? And they were like, "We'll do it right now."
No, I was like, "I'm not shitting right. Can you help me?" And then he was like, "Okay, roll over on your side. Pull your pants down, roll over on your side." So I did that, and then he was just like, whoop, and it was just like, I don't know. He like poked around there, and I was just
he was like, I don't know, feels good to me.
I guess.
You did say last episode that you have great control of your butthole from that balloon test. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair. Well, that was okay. So this prostate exam led to me going to the poop balloon
shitting
special.
place.
Yeah. And then and they recommended biofeedback, and then I was like, okay, I've had enough of this shit, and just went back to drinking and eating unhealthily, and just
sounds like your bio needed some feedback.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But I still haven't done it. I'm just like, every so often I need laxatives to like kick things off. And
have you tried just eating like a full head of cabbage?
No, I don't like cabbage all that much.
Well,
I like Japanese hibachi cabbage. however they do it. It's probably just cabbage with soy sauce.
I don't want to hear about your
sure.
porn categories, Jonathan. You and your Japanese hibachi cabbage porn.
Okay. I was like, where's this going? Okay. That's where we went. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah.
I have half a head of cabbage rotting in my fridge right now because I only used half of it and I refuse to cook with it again.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Man, cabbage sucks.
Cabbage is rough.
That's a lie. I love it when it's soaked in corned beef juice.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That makes cabbage real tasty.
It does. Yeah.
I also love it in an egg roll.
Yes, but that's bok choy. That's baby cabbage. Yeah.
You're a baby cabbage.
Okay. Have a baby cabbage. Okay. That was weird.
I appreciated the yes and.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, but bok choy is good. Bok choy is good as shit.
I love
it. Yeah,
I love bok choy. It's one of my favorite vegetables. Mm-hmm. Alicia absolutely hates it because of how because I have to cut it into very small like single bite pieces because she doesn't like when it gets all stringy and like gets caught down her throat.
Okay.
And that's the part I absolutely love. Big, long strings where it's still attached to the bottom part, but it's got the leafy green up top. So I just gotta cut it better and not make it so it kills her.
Yeah.
One time I watched her pull one fully out of her throat while gagging, and I was like, "Just swallow the bok choy." She was like, "I'm gonna die."
And here's why.
I'll cut it next time.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
I guess I'll be nice to my fucking wife for once.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I don't have nothing in the news, nothing in the news that I feel like lampooning. And then all the Am I the Asshole stories I looked at online were just like, my mother-in-law hates me because of XYZ. And I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah.
So I was just thinking, hey, let's hop on. Let's just get a let's get a pulse check and see how we're doing. You know what else there is? The chicken update. I don't have the chickens. The chickens are so grown up now, and I'm so worried that two of them are dudes.
Oh, well, you'll just end up with, a bunch of baby chickens,
and that's a thing I'm definitely not prepared for.
Right.
And so, like, I know that, like, in a month there is the possibility they could start laying.
Okay.
In a month, and so I'm preparing to like. I'm trying to do the research now of like, where can I just take two chickens that I'm like, hey, I don't want this anymore and I don't want to kill them, but here, chicken rescue, who needs a rooster?
Okay, maybe. Have you talked to Krista B. Jackson?
Nah.
She has chickens. Okay. She might have a chicken rescue. I don't know. She likes animals.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Try to find something because I hate the idea of just like lobbing their heads off and putting them in the trash can.
Yeah,
because like I live in town. I understand I am like taking care of chickens and it's its own thing, but I also feel like there's things in town I shouldn't do that you could probably get away with if you were on like a farm. And one of those things is just being like, don't need this guy no more, and just cutting his head off.
Whoop.
It's like you really like maybe do some paperwork about it or something. So that's why I want to like take them somewhere.
Yeah.
But it also feels weird that you can just go to the store and be like 6 alive animals, please, and they just give it to you. You don't gotta sign. You don't gotta sign anything. They're just like, here are a bunch of small souls that will not survive the night if you don't have a heat lamp. It's crazy what we can get away with, but they're all 6 of them are still alive. It's crazy to me.
That's dope.
Because last time I got 6 of them, my dog ate one.
Oh,
So I've never had 6 alive, fully grown chickens before.
nice.
It's nice to have all of them survive, at least up until now.
Yeah, yeah. You can pluck them and eat it. Just lop its head off and eat it.
See, again, that's the thing I'm trying not to do. I don't have enough. I don't have a stump to be executing on.
Okay. Well, you can just grab its head, grab him by the head, and then swing it around in circles, and it'll wring its head right off.
I can do that with so many things, but the point is, we live in a society, Jonathan.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, but in the South is a society too, and people still do it. You know, you can grab the body of the chicken and brace its head between your palms and shake it real good, and that'll disconnect the neck as well. I know a few ways to kill a chicken.
I could also sneak up behind it when it's sleeping with a knife and be like, "What's the code to the safe?" And then I cut its throat.
Yeah, but that's a slow way to die.
Actually, I told the government that one of my chickens is distributing anti-Israel propaganda, so I think they're going to get drone striked while I'm sleeping.
Oh, God. All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this has been the Petri Dish. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Don't forget to listen to the ads and then buy whatever they're trying to sell you, even if it's a bank account or joining the Navy. All right.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.